MEPs voted on whether to approve the EU-UK agreement, that was struck on Christmas Eve last night. The vote was announced shortly after 8 a.m. this morning, which saw lawmakers overwhelmingly back the deal with 660 voting for, 5 against and 332 abstentions. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has welcomed the news, which brings over 4 years of acrimonious negotiations between the two sides to a formal end. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said the trade agreement marks the foundation of a strong and close partnership with the UK. But she added, faithful implementation is essential. She wrote on Twitter, I warmly welcome the @Europol_N vote in favour of the EU-UK trade and cooperation agreement. The TCA marks the foundation of a strong and close partnership with the UK. Faithful implementation is essential. Prime Minister Boris Johnson also welcomed the news, and said now is the time to look forward to the future and to building a more global Britain. Belgian MEP Guy Verhofstadt, an outspoken Brexit critic, announced the result on Twitter ahead of the formal announcement. He didn't hold back on criticizing Brexit, and described the agreement as the first trade deal in history to put up barriers and remove freedoms. MEPs were expected to endorse the trade deal, even though several have highlighted their reservations to the agreement in the European Parliament this week. In a stinging attack, MEPs branded the result of 2016's referendum on EU membership a historic mistake, blamed Brexiteers for recent violence in Northern Ireland and accused Downing Street of ruining the futures of young people. Sir James Dyson has accused the BBC of twisting the truth in its reporting of his text messages with Boris Johnson, and vehemently denied suggestions he was seeking preferment for either himself or his company. Prominent Brexiteer Sir James is embroiled in a bitter row with the corporation over claims Mr. Johnson promised him he would fix an issue over the tax status of his employees after the Prime Minister approached the billionaire entrepreneur directly. A report by Laura Kunzberg, the BBC's political editor, suggested Sir James was a prominent Conservative Party donor who had been seeking preferential treatment from the government, claims he rejected out of hand. Writing in The Telegraph, Sir James said his employees had worked around the clock to develop a new ventilator in 30 days, receiving an initial order of 10,000. Sir James said, "We voluntarily forewent the chance to reclaim £20 million of costs from the government. We have never claimed any COVID support, including furlough, for any of our businesses, from any government anywhere. And yet, it has been argued that in the PM's direct dealings with me I was seeking some kind of preferment. Is Brexit everything you hoped for? Has it worked out better or worse than you expected? Does the EU still have far too much say in Britain's affairs? Or is it too early to say?" Christoph Hansen, one of the lawmakers in charge of the file, said the vote should be seen more as an insurance policy. Ratification of the agreement is not a vote of blind confidence in the UK government's intention to implement our agreements in good faith, he said. Boris Johnson responded to the vote, and said, "This week is the final step in a long journey, providing stability to our new relationship with the EU as vital trading partners, close allies and sovereign equals." Now is the time to look forward to the future and to building a more global Britain.